What's up, everybody? It is Monday, January 18th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. How's it going, dude?
What's up, man? I'm doing all right. I'm just enjoying the cold weather.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's getting kind of chilly here in Atlanta.
See, over here in Arizona, dude, it's warmed up. It's been like in the 80s the last few days. So
Oh no, not here.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, man, I wish that we could see some kind of seasons out here.
Yeah, but that's the price you pay for having pretty consistent weather. Like your weather is pretty consistent.
Yeah. I mean, consistently hot.
Hot, colder, and like whatever. Though consistency is pretty awesome. I don't know what to expect. I'll expect it to be hot, but here in the Atlanta area, we've got really cold, hot, muggy, pollen. We got all the seasons here.
Yeah, that's got to be rough, man. To go from like it's cold and then it gets muggy. That would be the worst.
Dude, muggy is god dang. I hate muggy is the worst.
Yeah, I can't. So you know what? I it's not Atlanta, but I went out to Florida for a month.
Yeah.
It's so I kind of understand a little bit of how that feels, dude. It's so bad. Like I got off the plane and literally I could wipe
I know
condensation off of my glasses. It was bad, dude. It was horrible.
Like when I was stationed in Panama City, Panama, for a little bit, and the humidity was so bad there, they had created these condensation collectors just to get like water, like clean drinking water. So that's how humid it was in Panama, dude. It was like you were walking through rain. You just had to oh
man, that's bad. That's so gross, dude. But anyway, man, so today, before we get going, we do have a couple of things to talk about a little bit. So obviously, we still have our sponsorship from Oneshi Press. If you guys go on over to oneshipress.com and type in the Geek Collective at checkout, you get 21% off. But we also have another sponsor. We have Scout Comics sponsoring us. And if you guys, look at it up in the corner here right above me. And if you guys head on over to Scout Comics and you guys check out their really awesome Scout box, it is very cheap and easy to get. You just head over there and they have a really cool banner. It's the one right up above me. And you just click that. Takes you to the page and you get a really cool box for $33.99. They ship it to you every month. Final order cutoff for that one is pretty much it's the 26th of every month, and you get 12 awesome books. You get some really cool incentives in there. They've even thrown in some postcards and stickers, and you know what, I've even heard that there's a little rumor there's a free massage thing going on there. I don't know who's giving it. I don't know if it's by a professional. Maybe James Hike is going to be doing it. I don't know. That's what Brendan said, but I don't think that's true. But anyway, you guys head on over there and you guys do that. And you guys get to go when you go to the checkout, type in geek. That's GEEK. You get 10% off your purchase. So head on over there and grab that, and make sure that you grab the Scout box. You get some awesome stuff in there. Last time we got this dude's book in there. His crossover with Andrew Clemson's character, Star Bastard and Loggerhead, was in there, dude. So it was really, really cool, and it's worth it. You get, if you can't even get $12, cover price for $30. So it's definitely worth it. So head on over there to scoutcomics.com and get 10% off. All right, man. So now all of that's out of the way. How was your week, man? What did you watch over the weekend?
Let's see, I watched WandaVision.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, and last night I watched The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, huh?
I think that's about it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about WandaVision. We're going to do that at the tail end of the episode, though, so that nobody, gets all mad about spoilers. We'll tell you guys and all that good stuff. But, dude, I watched WandaVision, and then I think that's about all myself. I think I actually started watching Raised by Wolves on HBO. Have you heard about that one?
I have not.
It's a crazy show. It's like like into the future, and there's like AI, and it's nuts. If you haven't seen it, check it out at least a little bit, dude, because but the first episode is freaking nuts. It's so crazy though. It's really good.
I believe you. It's that I'm knee deep in comic book shit. So
Yeah.
I banged out. I finished up a cover last night with all the inks. So I did that. So I'm putting together, some of the stuff for the Kickstarter. So I'm always doing something, and I don't have a terrible long amount of time. Like when I'm watching television, it's usually like winding down my day, or I'm doing it while I'm eating something at lunch. But I don't have. It's tough for me to be intrigued by a series. I'm going to have to keep up in my I'm going to keep remembering shit.
Yeah, this one is one of those you'll have to pay attention, because it's a mind f, and if you miss something, you're gonna miss a whole lot. So yeah, I'm
not down with that.
I wouldn't recommend it if you got something else going on, but it's a good one to come back and check out at a later time.
All right,
but dude, man, WandaVision was so good. We won't get into it now, but man, I liked it a lot. There's been people saying that they didn't like too much of it, but I liked it. It was good. So you said you had something that you noticed. You said something about The Boys season 3.
Oh yeah. So I just right before we came onto the show. So for anyone that's familiar, and like this is all just I'm not firsthand familiar, but I know that there's a huge, you may have virgin ears or whatever, but there's a huge superhero ejaculation scene in the comic books.
Oh man.
And the ejaculate does amazing stuff. And season 3 has confirmed that this will take place in season 3.
Oh,
so we will see some sort of superhero extreme circumstance ejaculation, which I just found amusing.
That's so yeah, that show is absolutely nuts, dude.
I'm pretty sure that you can type in the boys maybe ejaculation or something, and you can find pictures online of the images from the comic book.
Remember, parents, if you have kids in the room,
I'm using the good words. I'm using the good words. Penis, ejaculation.
I know these are all words that they need to know, but we probably don't need to be the teachers for that, though. So anyway,
well, we're not giving a class.
We're not giving a class here. So I got some news, but this one is not really big news. It's more news because I'm just like, come out with it already.
Come out.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I set myself up for that one.
You said it, not me. I was using the ejaculation word.
But I'm talking about this one right here. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Dude, they're talking about this.
I almost forgot about that movie.
And that's my sentiments exactly, dude. This movie has been on, it's been teetering on whether it's going to come out or not for the longest time.
Well, they were having production problems even before COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
They had pushed the release date a couple of times, and then COVID didn't do any favors.
Right. But so people who have seen it and all these things from the director, he himself has confirmed this, and he said that
Ivan Reitman?
Yeah, no, Jason Reitman. Jason. But you had the right last name. But he says the scares are real in this one, and you guys are in for a treat. But I at the same time, I'm like, dude, I've been waiting for this freaking movie for such a long time that I want out with it already. Like, where is it at? Don't just tease me. When are you going to release it? So,
all right. Did they answer your highly bated breath?
No, they did not. And
that's what honestly, every release date we've been given is just kind of a shot in the dark anyway. Do you really think in 2 months we're going to get Black Widow?
Right. There's another one that we've been waiting on for a long time. Like, when are these going to come out? And yeah, we get it. COVID and all this crazy stuff. They want theatrical releases and everything, but come on. I mean, Wonder Woman, even though it wasn't that great, it did very well in the box office. You know,
I think people were just looking for something to do. Like they're tired of being in their house.
yeah,
So I guess they would, or maybe they all got their vaccine and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out and watch a movie, no mask,
maybe.
peace." You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to start wearing like a sticker, like the "I voted" sticker. You're gonna have to wear it on your forehead. It says "I'm vaxxed," so people won't be mad at you when you don't have a mask on or some shit.
Oh man, that's horrible. So we went out to a theater. So we have some friends who actually they won a contest and they got a private showing. It wasn't of any movie that was crazy. It was just like it was the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. But we went to go see it in theaters with the kids, and it was in one of those big huge theaters where you have the reclining chairs or whatever. So we literally had the entire back row to ourselves for our family. So my son, my 2-year-old, ran the whole gamut and he was fine. And the other
And you
family,
just let your kid run?
no, we didn't let him run, but he had the whole area to be there. You know what I mean? If he was,
Yeah, but that's if you let him run, then now you're instilling that behavior. So when you go back to regular movie theaters, he's gonna be like, "Oh, this is cool. I can run around."
that's true too. Like, you know what I mean? But it was good because there was literally like 30 feet of space.
No, I get it. That sounds cool.
So,
I mean, I don't know how movie theaters can be profitable. Like, I don't know how they can operate unless they've been getting some sort of stimulus money to kind of stay running.
oh man, I have no
The
idea.
employees have to have quit by now. If there were any employees, you've let them go or they've quit because you couldn't pay them.
Yeah, I have no
There
idea.
was no work.
I don't know. It's weird. It's crazy. It's crazy though. So next up on the list, it's not really geek news, but I just thought it was kind of cool.
You've got a tendency of doing that, so let's go.
No, I have to bring it up because this is one of my wife's all-time favorite people. Betty White had a 99th birthday over the weekend.
Yep.
Pretty freaking cool, and I'm only bringing this up because it's what my wife loves freaking Golden Girls, and who doesn't, right? So I just had to bring it up, and what's cool about it is that she has the longest running career out there, and on.
What do you mean, like from first appearing on screen to the last screen appearance?
Yeah, as an actress, she has the longest running career.
What age did she start?
I don't know exactly. See, you put me on the spot here.
I thought when you brought it up like you had fucking information.
No, I watched the whole thing on it today, and now I don't remember her very first appearance. And me and my wife were watching it, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that." And
but you still don't know it.
I don't know it. I don't know, but I only brought it up because of that. And this other one is really cool too because this guy shares the same birthday of Betty White, and
That's
just turned
James
90.
Earl Jones, right?
Earl Jones had just turned 90 yesterday. Yep, yesterday. So super cool. That one's a good one. But here's another one that we've been waiting for, man. And I know you're excited about this one. Mortal Kombat.
So I saw a post online that said, "Ooh, Mortal Kombat teaser images or something." Turns out it was really just like an HBO Max commercial, right?
So yes,
because they had they showed some Godzilla, they showed some Suicide Squad, they showed some Mortal Kombat. If I'm remembering it right, isn't that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that and some of the people who are working closely with the show have thrown some photos up on their Twitter feeds and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I might not have seen those.
So there's a handful of really cool stuff out there. So I mean, some of this stuff is looking pretty dope. They show. I don't know if it's real.
We're already in the win column though. It's rated R.
Yeah.
And technology has caught up to one of the things that made the first two Mortal Kombat movies difficult to watch or rewatch is just the special effects weren't there. Like even in the second one, when Liu Kang turns into his dragon form, like that whole sequence is just doo-doo. And it was doo-doo when it came out, but that was best they could do. So I'm really curious, and I think this one is supposed to be less campy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like super like dope, dude. So what they're saying is the opening scene is like so freaking phenomenal. It's gonna blow your freaking socks off. It opens up with the two characters. Who is it? Their names are, I just had their names and I skipped over it. But it's gonna be so cool. It's between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. It's gonna be so dope. Hanzo and Bihan. So sick, dude. So sick, they said. I'm ready, dude. I'm looking at some pictures now, and just the stills from this fight looks dope.
Well, I'm anxious. I mean, I have an affinity for Mortal Kombat. I grew up playing all of the Mortal Kombat series from the very beginning, and so I've grown up. I still have the last one that came out. So it'll be fun for me to see, and I'm wondering if we'll get maybe any kind of Easter eggs for characters that are licensed from other IPs. Like in the video games, there's been Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, like all these different characters. And I know they probably won't be in the movie, but I wonder if there'll be like a trophy case of all the ass beatings that somebody did. And then there's like Freddy's claw in there or something like that. So I think they'll do a good job.
I think it's gonna be really cool, man. Because I'm like I'm saying, I'm seeing some of the stills of the show here, and it looks dope. I think it's gonna give fans what they want. There's one with Raiden. Oh, it looks so sick. But I mean, I'm excited, dude. I'm ready for it, dude.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know when it's coming out, but it'll be on HBO Max.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of some DC news here. Are you ready?
Did you know that I designed that box behind you?
You designed this one?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's what's up. You do a lot of that stuff, so that's kind of cool, man. I love that. So yeah, check it out. You guys are gonna go to the.
I just forgot about it. I was sitting here looking at it. I was like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it looks good, dude. It's simple, but it looks clean. Love it. So DC news, man, and this one is interesting. This one's interesting because and everybody's already talked about this one, but I wanted to talk about it here. We got, Batman #1 sells for over 2 million at auction, dude.
Wow,
and it's not even the first appearance of Batman. It is the first appearance of like Catwoman and I believe the Joker. But it freaking sold for 2 million at auction. Absolutely nuts.
I guess that's cool. I mean, I don't know what the going rate for one is anyway. I've never really heard a whole lot about Batman #1. It's like Detective Comics. Like that's the one.
Detective Comics 27 is the first appearance of Batman, but yeah, the Batman #1 was his first series when he went off on his own and stuff. So, but
I don't even know that I could pick out the cover. Like if you showed me 5 old Batman covers and you said one of these is issue 1, I don't know that I would be able to pick it out unless it said like fabulous first issue.
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty cool, man, for people who are collectors and stuff like that.
That is great news. If you're sitting on a Batman #1, now's the time to sell it.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll hit 2 million, but
well, you could if you wait till like right before the movie comes out, and maybe Robert Pattinson is looking to buy a couple for himself.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. So over the last week or so, we got a new Batwoman in the TV series.
Oh, did the show start?
I think
so the first Batgirl was Ruby Rose, and she was playing like Batman's niece or something like that, right?
Yeah,
or his cousin.
Yeah, she was the Batwoman from the comic books.
All right, and then so she decided to leave the show, so they wanted to continue. So I guess they're having another individual pick up the mantle of Batwoman. Are you watching the show?
I'm not watching the show.
So you're not going to know the answers to my questions, because I'm wondering if they've addressed Ruby Rose's character leaving
They did.
and this new character coming in.
they did address it. My internet's crapping out on me here, so I can't pull up exactly how they addressed it. And I don't think they really go too much into it, but they do talk about how, Ryan Wilder is the new Batwoman, and there's never been anybody in the comic books named Ryan Wilder.
Oh, so they're coming up with their brand new stuff. So that's good. And see, I applaud that because they're not taking an already established character and then race swapping just to play into these new agendas that everybody's trying to be. So they're like, we need a black female character. Well, boom, we'll make one and we'll give her brand new backstory and we'll make her fit in. And I really appreciate that. So I applaud that.
Yeah, dude. Hey, look, how's it going, Yuki? So yeah, man, I applaud it too because it's really cool. This just I don't know if since we've gotten this new Batwoman, if we have seen her in the comics yet, but if we do, I'm sure the speculators are going to go nuts.
Yeah, I guess what comic book investor people are probably waiting on now is to hear the word that whatever her character's name is coming to print comic books, and they're like, oh, I got to scoop that up.
Yeah, right. I would,
and that's awesome. I understand that we need to diversify a lot of what we create in general as a people, and I like new stuff being created to fill those voids instead of just masking old stuff. So I like this.
Yeah. Yuki says, "How are you guys?" She's good. So they were doing good. We're doing good, man.
What did you just have a stroke?
I did have a stroke. We're good. How are you?
We're good.
How are you, Brian?
I'm good, man. Like I said, I'm as soon as we get off of here, I got to get back to work.
Yeah, dude, I am excited. You've been showing a lot of really cool stuff lately.
Oh, dude, I finished something this morning that I'm not allowed to show, but if you watch the live stream, you saw it.
Okay, I did not catch your live stream this morning though.
But it'll be. Let's just say that there's a Kickstarter that starts on February 5th, and I did a cover that will be an unlock goal.
Yeah. Okay. What? Did you just drop something on us right now?
No. Like it's not my Kickstarter.
Okay.
It's somebody else's Kickstarter. They hired me to do a cover for their project, but the project's already badass. Like I appreciated the project from afar.
Yeah.
And then when I got the message a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, would you like to do a cover for this project?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't have a whole lot of time. Do you have any money to throw at me?" They threw some money at me. I said, "Cover coming up." And it's really, I took it's really cool because I'm very, very proud of the work that I did because I think it's one of my best ones so far. And I while I was coloring today, I started a new technique that I think I'm going to use moving forward, and it's pretty cool.
James Hostler says that, or no, who is it? Yeah, James Hostler says February 5th is my B-day. Nice call, dude. Guess what? February 5th is my 2-year-old's birthday, and my birthday's on February 4th. So I will forever never have a birthday because it'll always be throwing a birthday for the kid.
My grandson Chance has the same birthday as my wife.
Oh yeah,
so that's pretty weird. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So Yugi, I'm doing all right. I just got to get back to work.
Awesome. So what else we got here? You got anything else? I don't know if you said you had anything else here.
I just had I don't know much about the Batwoman other than I don't plan on watching it, but I didn't watch the first one, so nothing new.
So we kind of got some news here from Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Oh, so what they say? Oh, it's a 4-hour movie, not a miniseries. Well, duh.
Yep. So
that's not even like who was asking that question? We knew it was a 4-hour cut of the movie broken into 4 1-hour sections. Yeah, I don't understand who needed this information.
Yeah, it's It's instead of it being like a series of like 2 1 hour, however they were going to split it up between the four, and then they went back and said, oh, it's going to be a 6 mini series or whatever, and now they're going back to saying it's going to be a one shot long freaking movie. So
I don't think that's what they're saying, but I'll take your word for it.
that's the way I read it. I don't know if you read the
See,
same article that I did.
The way people understood it was when he has a 4-hour cut of the movie that they thought, and he said they're going to give you 4 1-hour chunks.
Okay.
But people assumed that meant it was a mini series, so each episode would kind of have its own little story arc, and that's not what it is. So I think this is just clarification. Hey, it's not a fucking mini series. It's a 4-part movie that's broken into 4 parts.
Yeah. Yeah, so I used the word miniseries wrong. So yes, it's a 4-part movie. It's a movie broken up into parts. But what I read, it said that they were going back to saying, "Oh, this movie's going long, so it's going to be broken up into 6 parts," and then they went back to 4 parts, and now they asked Snyder, "Well, is it going to be a one shot?" And he said, "Yes, one shot."
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
And Yuki says, Brian, I hope the Kickstarter does well or works well. I'm sure they will love your art. I mean, we all love Brian's art.
Well, thank you. Like, I'm really excited, man. It turned out great. It's a character that I think it's the introduction of this character, this independent character.
Yeah.
So there won't already be a fan base, but I think based on the look that we've got, it'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah. And they dropped a little bit of news that they after talking about this, that we're gonna get a poster for the movie sometime in March.
I get great. I don't understand why some of this stuff that they feel like they need to release. Like, of course you're gonna have a fucking poster. It's gonna be the same characters rearranged with a different color grade on it. Oh my god, I'm gonna shit the bed. I go crazy.
You do. I saw this too. I was like, "Are you serious? How did you guys write a full article?"
I don't know.
About something like
gosh, I get. You know what? Maybe they're just creating content and just like we've got nothing going on today. Oh, well, they got a new poster. Well, shit. Let me write a 1,000-page essay on this new poster.
I understand, because it's been really hard for me and you to research, geek news and geek culture, dude.
There's not a lot going on. There was a lot of Spider-Man stuff this week.
And this is a perfect segue, because is Mysterio returning in Spider-Man 3? So there's a article where I read that there's so many different Easter eggs showing little pieces of Mysterio stuff. There's like a little thing in the background with Mysterio's bowl head or whatever. So people are wondering, what the heck are we to see? Are we going to see him coming back? What's going on? So there's still some crazy rumors going around that there's been sightings of Garfield and freaking what's the other guy's name? The other Spider-Man,
Toby,
yeah. So, yeah, dude. I mean, crazy, right? What do you think?
I've not heard any of the Mysterio news. I'm talking about the set video and set photos that were leaked this week.
Oh, what'd you see there? I didn't see any set photos.
There's a video of Tom Holland walking down the street. Apparently, this is the Christmas after the Christmas after the last Spider-Man movie is when this takes place.
Okay.
So it's like a snowy New York sidewalk, and he's just walking down, and he goes inside of a like coffee shop and talks to MJ, and then leaves the coffee shop. Like, that's the video.
Oh, okay.
And the set photos are of that, like, close-ups of that sidewalk with all the snow and everything packed on there.
So this must be where everybody is getting all this information from, because it says that in the background there is posters on set somewhere saying "I believe," and they're saying that there's a visage of the iconic fishbowl floating around.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I have not seen that image, nor have I seen anything regarding it, so I don't know.
Yuki says, I really want to see Morbius. Dude, that one, Morbius is one of the ones that I really want to see too. How do you feel about Morbius?
I'm looking forward to it because it's something new. We haven't yet had a cinematic or a film version of Morbius.
Yeah.
And I just want to, you got Jared Leto who can act his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that they've gone a slightly altered direction than the Venom movie. Because for me, there was a lot of campy in the Venom movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a complete shit show, but it just needs to like steer a little bit further away from camp if they're going to have that connected Spider-Verse kind of or Venomverse thing that Morbius is supposed to fit into. So I'm just hoping that we get a more serious version of that.
I really hope that they do well. You know, there were some parts of Venom that were really good, and some parts that I was just like, I don't know.
A lot of it was, I mean, if we're being honest, a lot of the dialogue is terrible. A lot of the interaction between Eddie, like a lot of the conversation between Eddie and Venom is kind of comical.
Yeah.
And the bad guy was just like a throwaway, like it didn't feel very thought out. But the potential and the special effects were good enough to where we want to see it go. Like we saw enough value in that, hoping that we're going to get better. Like just polish it up a little bit.
I feel like they did a good job with picking, Brock, right? But I don't think that they like the direction that they had him take was the right direction. I didn't like the background of how he he never was in New York, or I don't know if that is completely true, but the direction of the character that they took was not a Eddie Brock that we know. So I'm just like, I didn't like it already because they were already kind of taking away from that a little bit. So I really wanted to see Eddie Brock from the comic books.
Yeah, but they're also had the task of distancing themselves from Spider-Man. This was going to have to be a Spider-Man free Venom movie. So there's no way that your version could be done without a Spider-Man.
No, they could have, because they could have already had him already.
I don't think you understand. They can't even bring up Peter Parker or anything because they wanted this to stand alone on its own and not feel tied to anything.
But now it is. Now there's rumors saying that it is tied to the Spider-Verse.
We'll see, but with this whole multiverse of madness, they're going to tie everything, dude. Fucking the old Fantastic Four movie that never released is now going to be canon. You know what I mean? Johnny Blaze, played by Chris Evans, is going to be canon.
Oh man, but this is my thing with that though, is that they could have brought it into where he was already Venom and he just moved out there and he was trying to get rid of, they could have done so many different things. What I thought it was could have been something completely different, and I think they could have done a whole lot better job with it if they had a already connected universe with it and just kind of put them off somewhere else. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a whole lot better with it.
All right.
What else do we have in MCU news? We have a couple things. I don't want to get to WandaVision quite yet, but everybody is asking for a Suicide Squad trailer, and they keep telling us, nope, not yet. So what are you thinking, dude? Because I know you're super excited about Suicide Squad.
I am excited. I am excited about Suicide Squad, and I would say the main reason is because it's another group movie, a group character movie done by James Gunn. So I don't have any personal attachment to anybody from the Suicide Squad. It's not like I have a favorite.
Yeah.
So I've never read, I don't think, an issue of Suicide Squad. I'm just excited that a very creative and visually awesome individual is creating another movie that lives in the world of comic books. So that's what I'm eager to see. It could be a brand new IP that he just created, and I'd still be excited to go see it.
Yeah, I had a problem with the first Suicide Squad movie. I was at first I was excited and I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get a Suicide Squad movie. This is gonna be awesome. I started hearing all the news coming out of it, all the speculation, all that stuff, and then when it came out, I was let down. I mean, it's a good, entertaining movie just for you to just like turn your mind off and just watch whatever. But I was just like, I didn't want that. And then when I heard them that they were gonna do another one, and then they started saying that it's gonna be completely different. They're gonna just kind of erase the other one out of your mind and
Yeah,
just
like a soft reboot.
yeah, but it's more kind of like a hard reboot. But still, I was
Well, it
just like,
can't be a hard reboot because they're keeping some of the characters. They're keeping like 3 of the main characters from the last Suicide Squad movie. So they kind of want you to, because they were cast well, and they want to, so they're not just going to start over. We don't need to see another origin story. We don't need to see another Wanda, whatever her name is, or whatever that Waller. We don't need to see that. So they're just jumping in and saying, hey, we're just going to kind of give you the Spider-Man Homecoming version. You already know that, you already know the origin story, but here's this new group of characters in that vein.
yeah. So that's that right there. That reason exactly right there is kind of why my feelings are a little reserved, because I'm just like, I don't know what to think, and I don't want to like get overly excited, and then if it comes out and then I'm like let down, kind of like they did with Wonder Woman 84. I was super excited. I was like, oh, Wonder Woman the first one was great.
Why were you super excited?
For one WW84?
Yeah. Is Wonder Woman your favorite comic book character?
So no, and I think the origins of Wonder Woman was kind of a weird one. Like the writer was a freaking
when
weirdo.
You said that you were just dying for Wonder Woman 84. So
because here's the reason. My wife really liked the first movie, and I can never get her to watch a movie, a comic book movie with me ever. And she went and saw that one with me, and she loved it. And that was her first, like, I that was her first movie, superhero movie. And I wanted the next one to be really good so that she can get into it. And maybe, this was going to be me opening that door of getting her to go to superhero movies with me. Nope, didn't happen.
Yeah.
So kind of sucks, but I mean, what a letdown. I just don't want Suicide Squad to be a letdown. So I'm kind of like lowering my bar even lower than the first Suicide Squad movie, so that when it comes and it's amazing, I'm gonna be like, yes, finally they did something good for me. So that's the only reason, man.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun, man. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, she really loved it. I still love it. There's people out there saying that the first Wonder Woman movie is kind of cheesy. I think you even told me it was cheese a little bit, right? But I like
there's some cheese on it, but not like it. Just the humor was the cheese. I think we have to work past the whole goddess thing where it's only females. Like we just have to suspend disbelief for that, and that's okay. But as far as the cheese comes, it was in a little bit of the comedy bits.
I mean, is it cheesier than freaking she's with you? I thought she was with you. The whole line.
Oh. Yeah, that was bad too. Is she with you? I thought she was with you. Like, all right.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was bad too.
That was so bad. So bad.
But I will watch BVS over Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84 any day.
Really? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I like Batman versus Superman. I did think the cheesy
part, I'd watch it.
I did think that there were super cheesy parts in that one too. Obviously.
Oh, dude, Jesse Eisenberg is terrible.
Martha.
The Martha thing is terrible, but out of all 3 of those movies, we could even throw Suicide Squad. The first Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 4, and BVS. all of those, I'm taking BVS over any of them. If I had to watch one.
Okay. All right. I think I would do Wonder Woman first and then BVS. So that's
I don't care enough about Wonder Woman's the character, so that one doesn't hold. I mean, it was an okay movie, but I don't. That character doesn't move my needle.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm kind of afraid to know what does move your needle.
I just fucking told you, Batman versus Superman.
So Batman moves your needle.
All right. Dude, that Ben Affleck version of Batman was fucking awesome.
Dude, I did like him as Batman. I thought it was gonna be stupid and cheesy, but when I heard,
I thought it was gonna be awesome, and it was.
Well, taking it all the way back to when we actually heard the first news of him.
Yeah, that's when I knew it was gonna be the shit.
I was not about it because I didn't really. I mean,
your movie guessing or your movie idea, like you're always wrong.
No,
you thought Wonder Woman 84 was going to be the jam. I didn't think so. It's awesome. I mean, it was awful. And BVS, Ben Affleck, you didn't think he was going to be a good? You're probably one of the same people that said Heath Ledger as the Joker. Oh my God.
No, I actually thought Heath Ledger was going to be awesome, but no. I just didn't see it. And it wasn't that I didn't like the idea. It's that I couldn't see him as Batman and I couldn't feel it. You know what I mean? And then once I'm in there, I was like, dude, I love him as Batman. Same kind of, I guess, same kind of thing that we have. What's his name doing the new Batman? I just can't see him as Batman. But once
the good Batmans feel that way. I mean, let's take it back. Beetlejuice as Batman.
Yeah, everybody said the same.
Knight's Tale as the Joker.
Knight's Tale.
You got, like there's all kinds of casting decisions that were made and that they surprise us.
Yeah. Yugi says, I love Marvel movies, but my friend Noel loves DC and Batman movies. See, that's hard because everybody, the Marvel movies do so well. There's so many of them that do so good. And then there's so many of the DC movies that didn't do so good. So it's just, I love them all. It's just hard to kind of pick between the two.
I don't find it that difficult to pick. DC movies suck ass.
Oh, man. All right. So we got about less than about 15 minutes here. Let's take this last like 5-10 minutes to talk a little bit about WandaVision. So if anybody out there, I'm going to give you guys the spoiler warning right here. WandaVision spoiler warning. If you have not watched WandaVision and you don't want to talk or hear anything that is going to
the first 2 episodes
about the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, I would suggest either turning this off and watching it later after you watch the first 2 episodes. So do that now because we are going to get into probably some spoilerific. There you go. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Some spoilery talk about WandaVision. So spoiler warning, you have been warned. So number 1, dude, I need to know your first impressions of WandaVision.
All right. It's going to be a little more than just like a real quick thing. Like I was not happy with the presentation, but I'm intrigued enough to figure out if once they tell us the explanation for why shit is the way it is in WandaVision, if that answer isn't good, then I'm going to be upset because I'm not liking the 60s or the 50s and the 60s kind of format that they've done, but I'm holding my breath because I know that there's going to be a good payoff to why shit is this way. And I need that to be good because I know there's a sword element. There's something going on. And once I start getting more information on that, I'm hoping to be satisfied. But as far as like the individual black and white episodes, I don't get that. They're not fucking doing it for me.
So I liked it a lot. And because before you turned me on to watching New Rockstars before I even watched that guy's episodes about these spoilers and Easter eggs and stuff like that. I watched the 2 episodes and I literally watched it for the Easter eggs and all that stuff. And I saw tons of them and I was like, oh yes, I love this. This is freaking awesome, because we saw sword elements in here. We saw there's even some, and after watching the new rock stars or whatever, we saw some stuff of possible Mephisto type stuff, some people who are, you know, in the realm of being affiliated with him. So there's so much in these episodes that you can look through and decipher through and find out the Easter eggs, dude. There's so much cool stuff in here. Did you get to watch that video that he put out?
I did. He did a breakdown of episode 1 and a breakdown of episode 2 separately. But
yeah,
so since we're not 100% sure of what exactly is going on inside of WandaVision, I think it's gonna. What I'm looking forward to the most is once we're educated to what's going on, watching a breakdown of things that we should have seen in these episodes, that we should have seen this coming, because I know that I'm not seeing exactly what I need to see. But once they show us, I'm looking forward to someone pointing out, hey, idiot, this is what this meant.
Yeah. So,
but even they don't know right now. You know, the YouTubers don't know what those are until that episode drops, and then they can just let all their nerd information just fall out of their head and educate me.
Everybody will have a nerdgasm. Yeah, dude. So Yuki says, I'm not sure if I want to watch WandaVision since I don't like the old look of the show. So look at this. I really loved, I grew up with a family friend who would come over all the time and stuff, and they would watch Dick Van Dyke. They would watch Bewitched and all of those.
I didn't watch those shows.
So when I saw these first couple of episodes, I was like, oh, this is awesome. They are doing a spiff of Dick Van Dyke, and then the second episode kind of like a spoof of Bewitched. Dude, I loved it because it kind of played to that a little bit of me watching those shows in my childhood with our family friend and stuff. So it was really cool, and it brought back a lot of memories of her who has since passed. So it does a lot of fanfare with all kinds of really cool stuff. So if you're not into that, you can understand.
I do admire the fact that Marvel is willing to step out of the traditional what people expect. Like I admire that, but this one isn't what so far has not been built for me to like it. Like this isn't something I'm going towards, but if Marvel and Disney are smart enough, they need to make, you know, that's the reason they have the heist movie, the team movie, the love movie. That's the reason, even though they're all MCU, there's very different genres that are put into it. And this is them just experimenting with, well, maybe some people will like some episodic weird 30-minute weird shit. So let's check this out. So I admire them for doing it, but right now, as is, it's not built for me. But once we get the whole series done, maybe it would have been bingeable. Like I could have just blasted through and shit would have made sense. But right now, I'm like indifferent.
Okay, so you don't like the way they kind of the look of it. All right, so I get that. So let's dig a little bit deeper here. So what do you?
I mean, dude, the fact that bubblegum made him drunk is just, I just don't understand that.
Well, it's campy, like Dick Van Dyke.
But I mean, so are we supposed to see? That's the thing. Are we supposed to believe that the most cybernetically enhanced nano machine created thing can be fucked up with a piece of chewing gum?
No, it's all campy, and it's supposed to be like that because that's the way those shows are. So, and I'm going to get into reasons why I don't like that. So why do you think that this is happening? Why do you think that we're getting these episodes looking like these TV shows?
I don't know. That's what I'm waiting for the answer. I know that they're traveling in decades, which is obvious from the commercials, but I don't know why. Once I get answered why, that why better be good, because if that why is stupid, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay. So this is what I think. I think that she's being experimented on because they want her to open up her powers completely.
Who is they?
We don't know the they. It's going to be somebody who's affiliated with Sword. That's who,
Well,
who I
then why
think.
is the sword guy coming on the radio asking if she's okay and do they need to come and help?
That's not Sword Guy. That if you listen carefully, that is Captain America's voice. So
What?
that was Captain America's voice. So yeah, and you got. I've watched it a couple times now, and it sounds a whole lot like Captain America. So I think that she is being experimented on, and they're trying to get her to open up her powers to reel back time, because you see in the first episode she can't do any of that stuff, and then by the second episode she reels back time a little bit, and then the way she does it is she goes back too far with the chicken and all that stuff, right? And she goes back too far and does the eggs. So I think that they are trying to get her to develop her powers so that she can reel back time, so that they can use it and manipulate
Well,
it
then
that way.
how? So you're saying they're like in a danger room?
Something very similar to that, possibly. Yeah, it's and them watching on the screen is kind
So is
of.
everybody inside of her projections, are they fake?
I think that they could be one of two things. They could either be
Or
really
is
fake,
she
or
asleep right now?
I think that they could be fake, or she's bringing them into her reality.
But is
Uh,
she asleep or awake, do you think? Like is it like Truman Show? Or is it like where she's just imagining all this shit in her head?
I think she's in a state where she's in a stasis, and things are happening physically, and she's like physically trying to get out of it, but she's not conscious of it. Does
So
that
you're
make sense?
saying she's walking around kind of in zombie mode?
I don't think she's walking around. I think she's locked up in a room, probably on a table, but like physically.
You're not fucking very clear. Okay, so she's asleep.
Yeah, yes, I think they
Okay,
put
not
her
Truman
in,
Show.
not Truman Show. I don't think it's
Okay,
like Truman Show, but I think she's making up like Truman Show in her head. So it's all
that's
playing
fine.
out
That's
in her
fine.
head.
I
So
guess that would
her
be a
power-
way that we could, but see, that character's not really old enough to have watched those 70s shows to have that playing in her brain. You know what I mean? Like, or I guess maybe because they were in Sokovia, like they only got old cable shows. So maybe, even though I don't think she's old enough, maybe in Sokovia, their cable was like decades behind. So maybe she grew up watching, 60s
who
sitcom.
knows? Yeah, who knows? Maybe that's they're giving her. Maybe I don't know. It's that
I'm just
thing.
saying, where would she have got the reference? If she's imagining
Exactly.
that her
Yeah.
life looks like the fucking Brady Bunch or whatever, like that means she has to have pulled that information from somewhere.
I mean, dude, even though I'm not old enough to be around that, but I've known it.
I'm
I
saying
know
this character is
it.
probably born in the 80s, dude.
I was born in the 80s, and I know it.
Yeah, but you didn't live in fucking Sokovia eating bread and porridge, sir. Like there's a fucking, it's like being in the Ukraine. Like they're I don't see them turning on USA Network or TNT Flashback Weekend.
Or Nick at Night.
Yeah.
I think you're digging too far deep to that in that one there, but I think who knows with that part of it. But I think the whole thing is things are happening to her. She's trying to get out of it, and she's making this all up in her head, and she could either be bringing people into her consciousness, and they are slowly becoming aware. That's why, when they have the boss and his wife at dinner, and they're just kind of like weird, and they're kind of going through the motions, and the wife says things over and over again, kind of like a dream, and then they just stop.
I don't know, man. Like they did that whole fucking talent show for the kids, and not one kid was there. I'm waiting for the why, or at least I'm waiting for them to give me some sort of piece of the why. I don't need the whole thing spelled out for me right now. I just need something to grab onto.
I think they're trying to get her to, create children. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because from things that I've seen, we're gonna get some kids in this show.
Well, that's a given. We know that there are going to be 2 kids. We know that that's happening. That's a given. But in the comic books, I was watching a video and they talked about like she like made herself pregnant.
Yeah, Yeah. So yes, there are 2 episodes out right now on Disney Plus. So yeah, so Yuki asked if there was two episodes. Yes, there's 2 of them, and they're really cool. I mean, if you really know the story of the comic books, or if you just, I just went to a bunch of YouTube videos and watched a bunch of Easter eggs type stuff, and because I know that there is a nod to like the House of M and stuff like that in the show. So dude, I'm excited for it. I'm wondering if they're trying to do this stuff to kick off some kids, to kick off some mutants and all these different things. Like there's all kinds of cool stuff that could be happening.
That is a very true statement.
So so are you okay? Are you at least excited for episode 3?
I mean, I don't know if excited is the word. Like, I'll watch it. I'll wake up Friday morning and I'll turn it on and I'll watch it, and I'll probably get a slight bit of enjoyment, but I'm not like, it's not like I'm not walking around with a boner waiting for the next episode.
So Yuka says, I don't know the comics of this character. So yeah, it's Scarlet Witch and Vision. There's all kinds of different things there. I was talking to my son and I was like, dude, you know who Wanda Maximoff is, right? It's Magneto's daughter. So I really want them to know, in the comic books at least.
Well, I mean, I watched a thing that even debunked that. Apparently she is not the daughter of Magneto. Like, I didn't know that.
So yeah, further in the comic books they do say that she's not yeah. But I want to know if they're going to bring that in at all.
I think the only way they can really do this is to just disregard the Magneto as your father thing and kind of just jump right to the true parents, so that we don't have to explain where Magneto has been this whole time and how did they do that.
Yeah. I can understand that, because that would be really hard.
And I think, I mean, and since it would still be canon, it's just we're not starting the storytelling here, we're starting it here. So I think it's cool. I think fans like me that didn't know any better, like until I watched that video, I'd be like, nah, Magneto is their dad. And then turns out like one of the storylines was like, nah.
Yeah, well, there's so many storylines like that. Yep. So if it's canon, it's canon, right? All right, dude. I think we can end our conversation here with all that good stuff, dude. I want everybody to head over to silverbacks.com, and this is where you can show us your artwork.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I was just holding it up because it was sitting here and you were talking, so I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" So this is the cover that I did for the Kara Prime project.
That's awesome.
It's like
dude.
fractured glass and all the different characters. So that turned out really cool. But
that's awesome.
Just silverbacks.com, Brian Silverbacks on social media. Give me a buzz, give me some eyeballs, give me some follows.
Yuki says Magneto was busy trying to get a PS5 the whole time.
Yeah, well, that would have been some shit back in the 80s.
Amazing art. Yeah.
Thank you, Yuki.
Yeah, man. Super cool, dude. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for all the stuff that I've been seeing you pop out here in the last few days. You've been teasing a lot of your Kickstarter stuff coming up.
Yeah, April 13th, man. I've still got one creator that isn't fully committed yet, and I really hope that creator comes on board. But right now, if that creator comes on board, we're going to be behind the 8 ball trying to get everything caught up.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
like the creator expressed interest in the project that I was putting together, but the creator has so much other stuff going on that there might not be an opportunity to work on this because they're working on so much other stuff.
Okay. I hope that they do something with that, man, because it'd be cool. Do you have a backup plan maybe?
Well, the book already I mean, even without that creator, there's slated to be 14 different stories inside of this anthology.
Okay.
So that person's story would be the 15th story. So it'll just, all it's going to really do is affect the page count. But I'd like to have worked with that person on this project so that when I can say, check out this project that we all did together, like as part of the team of like, look at us.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to name off everybody who you've already spoken about on the Kickstarter right now?
I don't know I don't know who all I've said.
You haven't released all 15? I
Do you know
know.
some?
I know that you had, dude. No, not off the top of my head. I wish I would have pulled that up, dude. That's my
Well,
fault.
Jonathan Hedrick did a story, so he wrote the recount. So he's there.
Yeah.
Alton Simpson, who did Vampires of New Jersey, he's on there. There might be some other people that I've done covers for that, like, I don't know. Let's see who else is on there. David Galliano is on there.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
He wrote Savage Bastards. Super and cool. Let's see who else is on. Dude, like I said, there's already 14 creators. Andy Gray, Raven Monroe. Like, there's people that maybe a lot of us aren't familiar with, but when you pick up this fucking book, you're going to be like, man, this is a lot of awesome creators in one place. And so hopefully what it does is, let's say you're only a fan of Brian Silverbacks, right? So you pick up this book because you're like, oh, I like Brian Silverbacks. But then when you read it, you find 5 other creators inside this book. Like, oh, I need to figure out more about that creator because I really dig this. So what this should do is expose fans of one of the creators to like 15 to 20 different other creators that they may also enjoy.
Yeah, and this is going to be such a cool thing, dude, because when you gave us the Kara Prime handbook, and then you told us that we're going to be getting some Kara Prime stories from all these characters or most of these characters, I was really excited because we've never seen a story from a lot of these characters.
Oh, and so I got to thinking about this yesterday. Like, if you pick, when this Kara Prime or Tales from Kara Prime book comes out, it will be the first appearance of just about everybody that's in there. It'll be their first appearance.
Well, second appearance, because
their first storied appearance.
First full story. Because I don't know. There's people who say first appearance is when they actually appeared, or first appearance is when they actually had a real story. So
well, this would be the first. I think for me, this would be the one. If, let's say, 20 years from now, this is a super collector item, I think the Tales from Kara Prime would be the more valued book over the handbook.
Because the story, it's a full story.
Because it's going to have everyone that's in there gets a speaking part, and we get a little bit more like what comic book people want is some sequential art. So I think this would be, and that, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I really want people like you to look in that book or look in this book that's coming out and say, oh man, I like the way that they told this story, because I already liked that character a little bit because of Brian, but now I like this guy's writing style. I like this lady's coloring style. No, I like the way that Chaz letters the book. Like, Chaz is doing a lot of the lettering for the whole book.
And he's been doing a lot of stuff with Garrett Gunn, right?
I believe so. You talking about for the Warcorns?
Yeah, he did a couple of things there. Right?
You want a nugget?
What's a nugget? Let me hear.
I ain't told nobody. After the Kickstarter is complete, there may be something in Diamond shortly thereafter.
What? That's not a nugget. You got to give me a little bit more.
That is a little bit more. Like, so get the Kickstarter version, because there could be a version that ends up in the Diamond, and then you will have the one that didn't get massive Diamond distribution.
All right. I like that. All right. Super cool. I'm excited about that. A lot more now, dude. Well, I mean, I was excited.
It's crazy. Like, I'm really working with a lot of it.
There's a lot of good people on there. When I saw that you announced it, There's a lot of great
I
people.
just can't believe that enough of these badasses want to work with somebody who's as stupid as me. Like I don't get it.
All right, man. So I got to talk about Two Scout Geeks because we changed the release date from Mondays to Tuesdays. So tomorrow, we're going to, if you guys head over to twoscoutgeeks.com, you guys are going to hear a really cool episode. We talked to Marcasan Nasso, the co-creator of By the Horns from Scout Comics.
Oh, right on.
Super cool. We got a really cool preview copy of the book, and I gotta tell you guys, he gave us the first two copies. Dude, the freaking story is awesome. The artwork is amazing. The colors are even phenomenal, and it's a great and fantastic story. We talk about Smoketown, and if you guys heard the last episode prior to this one, Smoketown is in development. And so we read the book, the first book, and then we talked about it. And then we're going to talk about By the Horns, and then we have an interview with Marcasan Nasso. Super, super cool. I hope you guys head on over to Two Scout Geeks and check that one out. This week on the House of Indie, I bring on for the first time Adam Barnhart. So we're going to be talking to him about his book Shit Show. And
have you already talked to him, or is this already in the can?
It's already in the can, and it's already slated to release this week. So I talked to him on Two Scout Geeks already, but
I'm just saying we should probably ask him to not be so busy.
I know. Hint, hint. I'll talk to him. So yeah, man, he's doing some really cool stuff. I really want him to do some more, and he needs to get on the stuff that he is too busy for. So anyway, yeah, dude, that's awesome. Brian, you seem to be a great artist. Yuki says he is.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you so much. So head on over there to houseofindiepod.com, and you guys will be able to listen to that episode there. You guys can check that out. And I got to tell you guys, if you guys want 10% off your books at checkout at scoutcomics.com, make sure you guys pick up this right here, the Scout sub box. You guys get 12 books for $33.99 per month. You guys can't even get 12 books at regular cover price for $33. It's even a better deal. So you guys head on over to scoutcomics.com, get yourself this Scout sub box, and you won't be disappointed because you get some really cool incentives. They're going to throw in some postcards. They're going to throw in some stickers. They're going to throw in some awesome, and maybe even Brian Silverback is going to give out some massages. How about that, Brian? You ready to do that for everybody?
No. I am waiting for them to get you some copy to read.
So anyway, head on over to scoutcomics.com and grab your sub box today. And remember to put in geek, GEEK, at checkout to get 10% off. Brian, will you see us out of the show, please?
So thank you, guys. We hope to see you again next week. Continue to be good people. Follow us on all the social media and stay creative.